This morning, Governor Ned Lamont will share more information about a 5-year plan to try and improve child care in our state. Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler joins us now live in Hartford with those details. And Olivia, it's an important topic for so many families.
Yeah, Roger, that's right. Well, the Governor Lamont recently created the Blue Ribbon Panel on child care. Now, the goal of that is to create a robust system of child care for parents, providers, families, and the economy over the next 5 years. The cost of child care is astronomical for many families, and especially single parents. Ready Nation reports child care costs individual parents more than $5,500 a year. And for the economy, it's not good either. The report shows the government loses about $21 billion in lost income and sales tax revenue because parents without enough child care earn less and consume less where they live. The Connecticut Blue Ribbon Panel, designated to design the 5-year strategic plan, consists of child care providers, early childhood education organizations, and parents. The meeting will be at the Lyceum in Hartford at 9 o'clock. Now, after that, at 11:30, Lieutenant Governor Bisowitz will be holding a discussion about child care. We're reporting live in Hartford. Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.